Red light flashing means it's on. Okay. Here's me in my, well, this is my patio. I don't know what you can see, so I'm going to check on my copywritten phone for my copywritten product that I'm using in this copywritten nightmare we live in. I took her apart. Maybe I'll just hold it. I took her apart. She's really pretty. I decided to move. Why didn't the screen just go off? Are you recording? Well, I decided to move the mother so she's laying down behind, or the fallen soldier's mother. This figure is laying down now behind the wife of the fallen soldier, and her head is his daughter is wrapped around her head. So to keep her up, I'm not going to try and finish anything because this has happened 100 times. Don't worry. I do this all the time. I'm always ripping this thing apart and putting it back together. So it may look like hell, but I guess with this camera, I got to get really close. Yeah, you can see the mother weeping, which means I have to rip out all of this, or I could raise the whole statue higher. I like the ripping out all of this perversion of it. Version. But I think I'm onto something also with the daughter's arm. I shouldn't even be putting any limbs on her, but the daughter's arm is going to be pointing down now. And that, I didn't know what to do with all the limbs, and now I do. So I'm going to, but she's going to be pointing down. That's not long enough. And there should be armature in there, and there's not. And I'm sorry, Professor Marinero. This is supposed to be a hand. That's why it looks out of proportion right now. Out of proportion right now. Jesus, I don't want to get into proportions. So the difficulty of this piece is there are 1, 2, 3 arms colliding at the same point, and I have to put them all so that the viewer knows where. I don't want a missing arm. So here, down here, open, damn you, there. Oh, I swear. Down here, I was going to have the mother, fallen soldier's mother, her grandmother. This is all, you know, and people are like, you should just sculpt. Well, look what I do to my statues. Tear them apart because I don't have models. That's my excuse. No, I have a lot of excuses. I'm full of them, actually. That looks all right. That light might be skewering. Yeah, no, that looks terrible. But if I can get this part right, but I should change the whole figure. I should just start over completely. Which, if I did this as a life size, it'd give me the chance to get it right. If I don't get too drunk. No, I quit drinking. And I'm going back into this. It's really hard to do. Nobody approves of it in the art realm. In fact, figurative classical sculpture is frowned upon, if you didn't know that. In the 50s, actually between 1951 and 1955, at MICA, which is Maryland Institute of Art and Design, overtook the Reinhardt building, which was run by Schuler, who was president up until then. And they had a collection, a very large collection of classical statues that were cast for students to study off of. It was Reinhardt's building. Reinhardt was very, very well renowned sculptor who had, this was his studio space. It was this huge building with pillars. It's beautiful. And the president who took over the school decided to take all of these casts and put them into an alleyway and have them smashed by students. Not like on film or anything. They just ordered them to destroy all of the casts from classical sculptures, destroy them, because he had this pillar of genius that the classical art realm should be destroyed, which is sad, really sad. But it's a good analogy of what classical artists have been, frankly, disavowed. Disavowed, is that the right word? They've lost everything. There aren't any, how many figurative sculptors How many classical statues, And my teacher had tons of students, and they, went on to work at Ford for making cars or something stupid like that. And these guys were good. I mean, there's a lot of really good classically trained sculptors in America. And they lose everything, la-di-da. They give up, like me. It's coming together. I don't use my tool a lot, and you're supposed to always use your tool. You can't see that. I'm like in the shadows. But yeah, I'm without models, I do something and then I go and I do it again and again and again, and then it's right at one point, but what's the point? I just gotta finish it, I guess. They should be clothed, because this is like modern world. What do you call it? I don't know what to call it, so I'm not gonna care. And neither should you. No, you could. You should.